You're listening to Night Strikes Hit or Miss Metal Edition.
Are you ready for some football?
What the fuck was that?
That's what I gave pretty good.
That's our intro because Smeggy decided to, mix it up this time.
Heavy metal.
Anyways, welcome all to Hit or Miss. I'm Night Strike. Tonight Tonight on my panel I have a couple new guys, some regular guys, and I have no idea what we're going to talk about tonight. But let me introduce everyone. Smeggy, thank you for thank you for the intro, man.
Yeah, no problem. Anytime.
I can't do the show without you. Or the intro. All right, we also got Sean Ponery.
Good
What's
evening,
up, man?
everybody. Sean Ponery on Instagram. Tonight we're going to talk about radical Islamic terrorism.
Actually, you're not far off from the truth.
Yeah.
We got a new guy, Rich, or Priest, or which do you prefer to go by?
Priest is good. Wealthy clergyman.
Wealthy clergyman. Okay, there we go. And we are joined by Nathan's Armory. What's up, Nathan?
Let's rock.
Yeah, to get the lighter out.
This is where you give your shameless plug. Go for it.
Oh, wait. No, I hired someone to do my shameless plug. Night Strike, go.
Okay, shameless plug for Nathan. If you need a holster or a gun belt to put your holster on, or if you need a mag pouch to put on your belt, you can get it at sheepdogleather.com. There you go. There's the plug. And last but certainly not least, saving the best for last, Never Enough Ammo's here.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Saving the best for last. You already said my name.
Oh, shit. Anyways, what we're going to talk about tonight. I want to get into it with the Arizona thing. Do we know what the numbers are right now for politics and whatnot? Let's just get it out of the way first.
I don't think polls close in Arizona for another hour.
Okay, so someone mentioned Utah. Did the polls close for Utah already?
Same time zone.
Yeah, no, they close at 12 a.m.
Okay. All right, so we're still waiting on the whole see who got it. But what did you say the Priest the numbers were looking like?
It's looking like Cruz is going to win Utah, last I heard, and it doesn't look good for Cruz in Arizona. It looks like Trump might get AZ.
That's not good. All right. So,
And that's all the politics we'll talk about the entire show.
Yeah, that's pretty. Well, we're going to talk about something else. I don't know if any of you caught it, but I caught the president's speech today. When he was in Cuba.
51 seconds of it.
It wasn't 51 seconds. It was longer.
Counted it. It was 51 seconds that had to deal with Belgium today.
Yeah. Well, we're going to go into that. That's going to be right after the whole thing about Cuba, which I'm still on the fence about Cuba. I don't think we should. I think right now it looks like we're rewarding them for doing bad by having dialogue with them again. Okay? I don't really believe we should, be reinitializing conversations with them if they're going to continue to oppress their people.
Yeah, and as far as Cuba goes, I don't want to sound like Donald Trump, but what exactly are we getting from this, other than we get to go there as tourists, which we already could if you went from a different country?
We get their booze and cigars.
1950 Chevys.
There you go.
I hate to mention this, but I've been a tourist in many Caribbean countries, and there's not much point in going to Cuba. I mean, that's like saying you get to visit Boise, Idaho as being an American without getting stopped.
What do you think, Never Enough Ammo? Do you think we should be dialoguing with Cuba?
Well, hell no. It's ridiculous. It's a communist country who was working deals with Russia. There's a reason we had an embargo on the country. I mean, it's absolutely stupid. They've done absolutely nothing to put themselves in a position where we would, want to to be dealing with them again. So no, there's absolutely no reason for it. It's just it's let's make nice with the communists. I mean, that's essentially what it is. That's what this administration wants to do. They want to be nice to all the socialists and all the communists and pretend like they're all good guys.
Well, I just want to say, after Obama visited the Dominican Republic, the Bahamas, St. Lucia, Cozumel, every stop that a cruise liner makes around the Caribbean, oh wait, he didn't do any of that. He just went down to Cuba, which gives an F.
You know, I was watching this documentary the other day about Cuba, and I'm still a little pissed about Red Dawn. So I don't think we should be talking to them after they invaded our country and whatnot.
Oh shit, man! They killed Charlie Sheen. I mean, come on.
Hey, the only thing we should...
I'm not sure that was a downside.
Yeah,
Hold
Charlie
on,
Sheen more or less killed himself.
The only thing we should export to Cuba is Chuck Norris.
I have to
Does
agree with
anyone
that.
else remember, what was it? What was it, Attack USA, Mission USA? What was that? Or the Cubans attacked America?
I don't know.
You don't remember that movie?
I'm not sure. It's been so long.
Okay, I'm going to have to link it.
Yeah, you might have to link it. So, but yeah, I don't believe that we should. I feel that us dialoguing with Cuba just means that we're rewarding them for acting like assholes. And you know, you don't reward your kids for acting like assholes, do you? No, you don't. But they're communist. We shouldn't be fraternizing with communists. I mean, we saw how the Cold War was. It wasn't a nice time. It wasn't a great place. But you know, yeah, Russia fell. You know, we should have just waited for these guys to fall on their asses. Anyways, but that's my take on it. If anybody else has anything to say on Cuba, please do so now.
Yeah, I definitely get the humanitarian aspect, because the Cuban people...
Go ahead.
I mean, the Cuban people have nothing, you know, it's not their fault, per se. You got this huge dictatorship of the Castros, but there's got to be a better way than going over there and bending the knee to the Castros and Obama's apology tour here. There's got to be a better way we can go about this. I mean, whatever happened to the poison cigars?
This is a president who has spent 7 years bowing down to dictators and fascists. He's literally created ISIS. He left Iran or he left Iraq too soon. He gave billions in aid to Hosni Mubarak in Egypt, who denounced Israel, saying that those people are the children of monkeys and pigs and dogs, and he gave them F-16s and weapons out the ass. And you know, he's perpetrated and armed the Arab Spring against the West this entire time. And now, you know, he goes and he bows to China. He capitulates to this absolutely horrible Iranian nuclear deal. He just spoon feeds them, you know, $150 billion in locked assets. Now they have a $700 billion Chinese trade deal in the works that we have no control over. We don't know what they're getting or how they're getting it or when they're getting it. And now he's going to baseball games with a communist dictator who arrested hundreds of people the day before he landed in Cuba. He spent 51 seconds addressing a massacre today in Belgium. 51 seconds to talk about that. And then he ran off to a baseball game to do a wave with Raul Castro. This is the kind of leadership we have in America right now. What the hell was that?
I have no idea.
That's one of them government drones. They hear you.
Yes.
Oh God, not those
Well,
government
my
drones.
tinfoil's hat on. They can't find me. I'm wearing my tinfoil.
But
Can we talk about Belgium a little bit?
We're going into it now. I wanted to talk about Belgium. You guys heard what happened, right?
We all know.
Everyone's heard what happened in Belgium. Apparently, ISIS struck again. They went and bombed an actual airport this time.
An airport and a metro terminal that was next to a Starbucks, so they can get maximum effect.
And apparently, not too far down the road, there was also a nuclear facility in Belgium too. A power plant or something like that. That they completely shut down because of.
From what I understand, the body count right now, there's two different stories. One is 31, one is 34. The wounded count is over 250. By wounded, as one woman described that called from the scene, wounded means anyone who didn't die. She said that she saw bodies flying through the air without arms and legs. Those people survived. They're counted in the wounded statistic. They're maimed for life. But this is what's going on. This is what happened. And the first thing we hear is Hillary Clinton bark like a dog and tell us that we need to keep our borders open, which is what created this whole problem in the first place in Europe.
Well, Europe also has that whole European Union thing too. So
yeah,
whatever
but they're
good
still
that does.
sovereign states. They're not really a union. I mean, they're more like a Senate like we have.
So it's more like a loose alliance then?
It is,
Well,
to a degree.
as sovereign as any country that can be that does not control its own currency.
Yeah, as I say, it's a lot for monetary reasons for the EU.
It was basically a way to shill all the financial failures of the lesser fortunate countries to Germany to pay the bill.
And how's that working out?
Great,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Was that Bernie's idea? He's about that old.
No, see, that would have only taken half of Germany's assets. This took almost all of them.
Oh, my
Well,
bad.
look at how great Bernie Sanders is. He got arrested with Martin Luther King. That just makes him much better, right?
Because we all know that the mark of greatness is a rap sheet.
Right, and all those Democrats, voted for him because he's totally down with the people, right?
You know what I want to know. So, this all happened, right? There's people dead. There's innocent people that got hurt, maimed, wounded, whatever. They're scarred for life. They're not going to forget this ever. This happened in the capital city of the country that hosts NATO's headquarters. And what I want to know is, this is a response 4 days removed from the capture of the mastermind of the Paris attacks. They were able to reconfigure an attack that was originally intended to happen in Paris for maximum body count. They were able to they twisted the rules and changed it so it could be a response to this in only 4 days. And they did this in Belgium instead. And what I want to know is when the world is going to shut up, nut up, build a guillotine in the Bastille, have a world press conference, and chop this fucker's head off on live TV and speak the same language that these animals are speaking to us and say, your move. Because that is the only language they understand. That is the only viable response you can give.
But the problem is they would be seen as a martyr if they did that.
It
No,
doesn't matter.
you see,
It
the
doesn't
thing
matter.
is you torture and you waterboard this guy and you get all the information you can get out of him because he knew that this was going to happen. He didn't know where. He just knew that it was going to happen because he had a part in planning it. And then after he got captured, the plan was executed with a change in the city he was captured in. So, everything was already in place for this. He knows way more than what's just happened. He knows what's going to happen. He knows where all the safe houses are. He knows how many of them there are out there. Maybe not exact numbers of people, but he knows how many cells he has that he can activate. Because these guys use prepaid phones, and it just takes one little text, boom, they're activated, they're doing whatever they already planned. And it's just a matter of what does he know, how can we get it out of him, and once we think we got everything we need out of him, publicly illustrate him as a sideshow and take his ass out as a very strong and abrupt message that, you know what, we speak your language. And what really pisses me off is people who criticize, say, like someone like a Donald Trump who says, we're going to go and attack ISIS, and if we kill their families, so be it. And then people scream and protest, "Oh, how could you say that? You're killing innocent people." Who the hell are all these people who just died and got maimed today? Were they military targets? Were they soldiers? No, they were innocent people. They got killed just the same.
Sorry, I was laughing at what Never Done Thamo said in the side
Let
chat.
me try to go. Okay, take a snapshot. I used to run my camera 24/7 all the time.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
we
I
talked
didn't
about
know
this
that.
earlier in the chat today in lobby, and France was once a very powerful and formidable enemy to whoever they went after. They were brutal people. They were feared by whoever, you know, the French turned their Eye of Sauron on, and they need to remind the world that they're just not a bunch of cheese-eating surrender monkeys. They need to, you know, regain their identity as a, look, we're not going to get pushed around anymore. You know, we've got your guy. This is what we're going to do to him right in front of you in the world. You know, we're not. You can't just come in here and do whatever the hell you want.
We,
I
when
don't think
did
there's
it
any.
start?
A lot of people are not very understanding of the fact that when you have someone who hates you so much for your way of life that they're willing to commit suicide and kill themselves through you, that talking is not a viable option to those sort of people.
Exactly.
They respect retaliation.
And you can't worry about turning them into martyrs anyway, because it doesn't matter. They already want to kill you. So, I mean, the motivation's already there. In fact, the motivation to kill you is stronger just because that's their beliefs. That's what they're raised to believe is the most important thing they can do, versus, you know, oh, well, you executed on public television one of the guys that got caught. They care a lot less about that. You know what I mean? But yet, as far as making a martyr out of them anyway, but it does push a point. It does say we're not gonna sit here and just let this shit slide. We're not gonna lock you up in Guantanamo somewhere for the rest of your life because we caught you. No, we're gonna get it. We're gonna squeeze everything we can out of you, and then you're done. You're gone. You know, you decided to be a part of a situation where you were mass murdering people. Okay, if that happened to a citizen in our country, you know, they'd be on death row and they'd be quickly escorted to the front of the line. So it shouldn't be any different. Now, granted, I mean, we're talking about here in this country, and I know the chances of France doing that, I mean, unfortunately, is slim, but.
I think more countries are going to go the route of behaving like Israel in the near future. There will be enough terrorist attacks that people will start looking to what Israel's been doing for the past 40 years, and we'll emulate it because that's what we have to do to respond to just the people attacking us because they don't like our freedoms.
Right, but how much more of the world will be invaded and poisoned by this ideology?
Well, it's going to keep going for a while, but the problem comes. I mean, look
Go
what you're seeing
a
happen.
long while because everyone's so politically correct.
But
That
look what
needs
you're
to
seeing
stop.
happen in Germany and Russia right now. Look at what you're seeing happen. You're seeing in Germany, you're basically seeing skinheads starting to rise up, and people living in this country starting to think that that's a viable option again. You know what I mean? Has it become the majority in Germany? No, not yet. But if Germany keeps allowing this stuff to happen, and you have German women that are being raped, and you have these gangs of these Islamists that are going and doing just, you know, whatever they're doing, whether they're rioting or they're stealing or
You're
looting,
filming gang
whatever
rapes
they're doing.
in the street.
Exactly. All you're doing by allowing that as a country, all Germany's doing right now by allowing that to continue and not cracking down on it, not sending the police in and the military in to put a stop to all this, not tightening up your borders. All you're doing is they're allowing basically Nazism to come back into their country. That's what they're doing right now. You know, essentially the racists are starting to get disturbed and perturbed, and people, average, regular, everyday, ordinary citizens over in Germany, are starting to side with this. They're starting to say, hey, you know, these guys actually have a point. I mean, they're starting to have public rallies now that they would. I mean, having a skinhead rally in Germany was just something that it was very taboo because, well, obviously look at the history, and now they're just openly doing it. I mean, this is something will it ever take over the government again? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I have no idea. Okay, but the fact that people are turning to racism and Nazism because Germany won't do what needs to be done, because that's what people do. When stuff like this starts to happen, they panic and they go to the person, they turn to the person that yells the loudest and says the thing that catches their attention the most, whoever's the most polarizing, whoever's the most divisive, whatever. When they get scared, when they get desperate, when they get angry, they turn to that person who's yelling loudly. They don't turn to the person that says, calm down, everything's fine, it's just a few, incidents here and there, don't worry about it, calm down, it's all good. No, they turn to the person that's shouting, we got to stop this is wrong, these people are evil, let's get them the fuck out of here, let's do all this stuff. Same thing's happening in Russia, too. I mean, the exact thing.
Hold on, the same thing's happening in our country.
I know it is.
People who are screaming the loudest about everything's going wrong and bad are getting heard by the voters, and people who are the establishment are going, what, nothing's that bad? And it's like, well, you've been screaming it for 8 years, and now you're mad that people are listening to the crazies? You've been screaming for 8 years that the president's the devil, and now they're listening to crazy politicians?
No, that's exactly the same that's happening here. Exactly the same thing. I mean, granted, it's slightly different in that people here are not doing it because, there are gang rapings, through the streets of, Baker City. But, no, it is the same type of attitude that we're seeing here, where people are just pissed off and fed up, and so they're just going to the people that are yelling the loudest and being the most ridiculous, and they're not, so, and that's the fault of the people that are in power now. That's the fault of the politicians. I mean, look what's happening with the GOP. It's their fault. It's the GOP's own fault that people are listening to crackpots. It's the GOP's own fault that they ignored everybody and didn't pay attention to what everybody was saying. And now they're just like, well, fuck it. Whoever's being the loudest, whoever's saying the most ridiculous stuff, that's who I'm going for.
So we're all going to follow Al Sharpton.
I wouldn't be surprised if the left just said, screw it, Al Sharpton for president. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Look, they're about ready. They're half likely to elect a socialist. I mean, is it really that far off? I mean,
yes, because he's a racist.
Okay, I'm sorry. Wait. I'm confused. Al Sharpton is a racist. Hillary is Hillary.
Hillary's a race
Bernie
traitor.
Sanders is a socialist, and Donald Trump is a racist, crazy person.
No. Bernie Sanders is a socialist that has a record.
I mean, what I'm saying is, from the 4 people mentioned in this group, none of them are good picks, and they're all at the top of the pyramid.
Kind of makes our Texas hero Ted Cruz the front runner, doesn't it?
Well,
he would have been the front runner if the
guy, but he's dead in the water too now.
It's too late now. It's done, man. It's fucking
They let the dragon, or they let the lion get loose. They rode the lion, and now they can't let go.
Kool-Aid's been drunk.
Have any numbers been released from today so far?
No, nothing's come out yet.
Alex, don't close
the polls.
I'll let y'all know the results.
Yeah, the polls close at midnight, so I mean it'll be a while. I mean they're basically 99% positive. Cruz wins Utah, Arizona. This morning
I forgot that there were some.
Now they're saying it's probably Trump, but so far none of the numbers have come in. So
Weren't there a couple islands in the Pacific that have to vote today?
Well, it doesn't show up when I type in primaries for today.
Oh, okay.
Those are the only 2 that show up.
I couldn't remember if it was Samoa or somebody like that.
I don't know. The Mariana Islands were last week.
Okay.
Wait, they're still
Whatever the
voting?
hell that is. Yeah, apparently
Didn't Trump
they are.
win those?
I thought
Yeah,
we
he
gave
won.
those back.
And he won them because it was. I guess he's the only person they heard of. No, seriously, like that was the polls they were doing. That he won because they heard of him. They didn't know who Kasich or Kasich, whatever the fuck his name is. They knew who Kasich or Cruz was, but they knew who Donald Trump was, so that's why he won.
I
Did
hadn't
you guys
realized we still
hear
had them
Nathan's
out of the
answer?
territory.
He was cornered into a question, I think about 3 days ago. They were like, John, you are mathematically out of this? Why do you keep staying in it? And his answer was, well, Ted Cruz needs 80% of the vote, and you know and I know that's not going to happen. That was his answer to why he's mathematically out and why he's still staying in the race.
Which makes no...
I heard
That
something.
doesn't make any sense at all, what he's saying. It has absolutely... He's insane, or he's either one of two things. He either thinks, for some weird, ridiculous reason, that he has a chance of coming out on top in a brokered convention, which he doesn't, but maybe in his crazy head he thinks it.
Mm-hmm.
Or two, he's
I heard
not
something
running
today,
for,
and I just want to
for
confirm if
president
this is
anymore.
true or false. And I don't know if it's true or false. I just want to ask the question of
Sure.
John Casey or Kasich, whatever his name is. That did he say that in the first 100 days of his, if he was elected president, that he would grant amnesty?
He said something like that, yes.
Yes.
Well, I mean, remember Kasich from the beginning. He's a middle of the road dude. I mean, that's how he got Ohio. He's one of these guys that's perfectly willing to work with Democrats on stuff. He doesn't have any problem negotiating and giving a little to get a little. He's been for the assault weapons ban. I mean, he's not a hardcore Republican. And after what he has for 8 years, we need somebody who's hardcore constitutional conservative. That's what I want. I don't want somebody who's going to make deals and play in the middle and try and get along. I want somebody, because Obama didn't do that. Obama didn't try to make deals and get along. So why do we want somebody on our side who's going to make deals and get along? No, fuck the other side. Let's get somebody in there who's going to actually say, you know what, here's the Constitution, here's our rights and our liberties and our freedoms, and that's what we're going to concentrate on, and if you want to worry about anything else, go fuck off. Because we did that for 8 years, and we're not playing that game anymore.
It just sounded so liberal, I thought it was too crazy to be true.
No, he's a... In fact, let me put you this way. When they poll Kasich against Hillary Clinton to independents and moderates, he beats her by 15 points. And the reason is because he is a moderate. He is genuinely right in the middle. Like
He doesn't say that, though. He's like, I was anti-establishment before that was even a thing.
Yeah. He acts like, oh, I'm a Republican. And he is a Republican in name, but he's one of those Republicans that's basically right there in the middle, right in between. He is a moderate. He's just has an R in front of his name. That's all he is.
The public
So he's a
needs to
rhino.
No, the public needs to realize that he is nothing more than an establishment dark horse puppet. Now that he's the only one left, it's become blatantly obvious.
Yeah. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about earlier.
We went off on a tangent there.
Yeah, look, it's okay. I don't mind if you guys, if you guys get passionate about talking about something, we'll just get it out of our systems and then go back to the topic.
We're hitting Belgium.
I want to move on to not just the Belgium issue, but the issue at large, as we were talking about earlier with ISIS and how we really do need to crack down on them. I know people are saying we haven't cracked down on them enough, and that's true. But the problem is that originally they had a whole chunk of Iraq, and do they still have a whole chunk of Iraq?
Yes.
Or is it not part of Iraq?
They have Iraq, they have Iran, they have most of Syria, they have Libya, they have Egypt, they have the entire northern continent of Africa.
Okay, they're actually holding it with forces, or are they just have an influence? That's the difference.
They influence,
it depends on where
and they're
you go.
hidden there, and they're assembled there, training.
Some places they're actually holding, and some places they just have such huge influence that they might as well be.
Right.
So.
Here's the thing. Why aren't we going after the places that they are holding?
Because Obama's a pussy. Because Obama's a pussy.
That's my point. We don't
That's
have
all
a
it
president.
is.
We don't have a president that actually has a spine. We have a spineless
we have a president that's known as the Great Capitulator. That is going to be his legacy. He's the one who had the most padded knee pads in presidential history.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now,
you're going to look up a history book, and it's going to say
hold on.
worse than Carter on his description.
Before we give our president too much recourse here, let's compare him to Jimmy Carter.
A house builder?
Yeah. Wasn't he the greatest capitulator? Has Obama taken that over now?
I don't remember Jimmy Carter bowing to the Chinese. I don't remember him selling out Israel to Iran. I don't remember him literally creating ISIS by backing out of Iraq. I don't remember him funding billions of military assets to a president who is responsible for supporting ISIS, who was once the president of Egypt. So yeah, I think that he is worse than Jimmy Carter.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I also don't remember Jimmy Carter having 92 million people out of work, which is 1/3 the U.S. population, and then lying to the people because he's saying unemployment rates are the lowest they've ever been. No, it's because these people can't claim unemployment benefits, that they're no longer counted in the statistics.
Yeah, because they've either given up or they can't find a job.
No, they've run out of benefits. They're not allowed to draw them anymore, so they're no longer counted.
If our economy was truly on the mend, if our economy was truly on the mend, we wouldn't have a 1/4 point interest rate, and they wouldn't have just passed once again on raising interest rates. That's what you do when economies are beginning to roll up steam.
Right.
You increase the interest rate to keep them from overheating. But obviously we don't have that problem.
All right. Nathan, what were you going to say?
I don't know at this point. I was making a joke about Jimmy Carter giving Obama a BJ, but
That's always a good joke. Oh, real quick, Night Strike, because it's your chat. I wanted to ask you a real quick question.
Go for it.
I don't know if you've. I mean, I think somebody may have asked you about this before, but I just want to ask just to make sure. Hillary Clinton is a cunt?
Is that a question? I thought that was more of a
are we
statement.
voting?
I think that's a question. That's the way Jim
Okay. Is Hillary Clinton a cunt?
Right to left.
Dano,
Right
what do
to
you
left.
Yes or no, Dano?
You have to
Yes,
explain.
I had to get to my microphone there. Yes, Hillary is a cunt.
Okay, never enough ammo. What do you say?
a resounding yes.
Okay, Nathan,
Yeah, affirmative.
Rich, Priest.
She's a gigantic one.
Okay, Sean, what do you think? Arf, 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 arf. I loved
She's a
that
canine
commercial from
cunt.
Trump. I'm not a Trump fan, but I loved that commercial. Just on
She
principle.
did the barking way before the commercial.
I know, but the fact that he got it and how he did the commercial, I thought it was hilarious. But Smeggy, what do you think?
I don't like that word, but I definitely don't like her.
Okay, well, and all I have to say is, I know, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a hit, by the way. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. That's, fuck Hillary Clinton, and yes, she is a gigantic, ginormous, humongous cunt. Yes.
Now, what are we taking bets on if? Well, I don't know why I'm saying if on in the general election when it's Trump versus Hillary. Are we taking bets on how long it takes in one of the debates for Trump to actually call her a cunt live on television?
I think Eric and Trump Jr. will say it first.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that Donald will hold his cool for 2 debates, and on the 3rd, she'll say something, and he'll go, "What, you cunt?"
Yeah. Have you guys heard the commercial that got put out about Donald Trump, about all the quotes that he's said about women?
Oh, where the women actually said the quotes?
Yeah, where it's actual quotes from Donald Trump, and it's a bunch of women reading them off, and it's all these ridiculously insulting things that he said on the record, on TV, that kind of thing. And yeah, I thought it was very interesting. This is what I've been trying to get across to people is, when you're asking Trump to go represent you, you have to understand that let's save all the Trump bashing, because we do that plenty, but you're putting somebody out there that there's so much ammo that can be used against him, so many things that they can put out there to rile up the Democrats and the independents and the moderates who don't know which way they're going to vote. There's so much you can use against him that it's basically like just throwing a time bomb in there and just hoping that Hillary doesn't, push the button. But of course she's going to push the button. Of course she's going to throw all this stuff back in his face and use it as ammo against him.
But you have to also realize that
Matt,
she's got that whole same.
Huh?
How much crap is Hillary going to get
No,
over
but
her
people
face?
ignore her. Wait, look at it right now. Let's just lay this out, okay? And I've got a video I'm going to put out on the end of the week on this, so I'm going to give the video away. But look at what's happened already throughout Hillary Clinton, or throughout Hillary Clinton's career since Benghazi. Let's just go back to Benghazi. What has happened to her? Absolutely nothing. She's running for president. She's going to get the nominee. All the ridiculous crap she's done, and nobody cares. Now, flip that to the other side. Look at Trump. Trump has been running for president since June 16th of last year. Okay, what, 8 months, give or take, something like that? Okay? He is not even the nominee yet, and they are rioting at his fucking rallies. The Democrats are rallying up against him and turning him into Satan incarnate, and he's not even the nominee yet. What are they doing to Hillary? What is our side doing about Hillary? What are we all pissed off about?
Wait, hold on.
Talk amongst each other. What I'm saying is, the other side has more ability to rile up their base to get out and vote against Trump than our side does to get out to motivate people to vote against Hillary, because they're going to take the moderates and the independents. The Democrats will take the moderates and the independents by probably an 85-15 split this general election, period. They're 85% of the moderates and everybody in the middle are going to vote for Hillary Clinton because they are being told that Donald Trump is Satan, and he's this evil person, and they've got all the ammunition. Where at the same time, those same people in the middle, they don't care about Hillary Clinton's emails. They don't care that she lied about Benghazi. For whatever reason, she's immune to all this stuff. So he can say whatever he wants to her. And here's the thing. Some of the best stuff he could say to her is things like, well, I mean, and things that I think Donald Trump actually probably would say to her, especially if he got riled up enough, is start talking about her and Bill and their marriage and all the stuff about all the women and everything else like that. And that's actually what, I mean, hell, I'd love somebody to say about Hillary Clinton. The problem is, anything he says to her, no, wait, anything he says to her to fight back against anything that she attacks him with, wait. Anything he says to her to fight back against anything that she's going to throw at him, if she throws all the stuff he said about women, or the times that he's been had to pay not just lawsuits, but federal fines for racist business practices and hiring illegals and all that stuff that she's going to throw at him. Anything he says back at her is simply going to feed into that, because he doesn't know how to attack somebody without attacking them personally. So he's going to attack her personally for her attacking him personally. The problem is nobody cares about her emails. Nobody cares about her marriage to Bill anymore. Nobody cares about if Bill cheated or Monica Lewinsky or any of that crap that he's going to throw up. It's just going to feed back into, well, Donald Trump hates women. That's all it's going to do.
I understand the not caring about things that happened during Bill's term, but during the time that she was Secretary of State, it blows my mind how people can say, well, I don't care about that. How is that not relative to who she is?
She should be in prison right now, but nobody cares. I don't get it. It drives me nuts.
Hey, Matt,
a woman should be in prison.
Matt, how do you know he's going to attack her on the fact that her husband was...
No, I'm just saying that those are some attacks that he could throw up at her. You know what I mean? Because he doesn't attack people. He's never attacked anybody based on their policies or anything.
Honestly, this is going to be fabulous if you listen to me and stop talking for a second, Matt. Listen, we're going to attack Hillary on the fact that she has done some things, and they're huge. Now listen, she's done some things in Benghazi. She's lied about it. She's got some emails and stuff. Who cares about her husband and where he puts his penis? Who cares about that? She's just, whatever. But, she's done some honestly bad things. Like the fact she was an attorney and that she had people get killed after she did their legitimate lawsuit things in the Whitewater thing. So that's all her. It's nothing to do with Bill.
And you know what's going to happen? The same thing that happened when on the debate stage they bring up the fact oh, well, what would you do if you got indicted on something? And she just looks right at the camera and she smiles and goes, oh, please, I'm not even going to answer that. That's never going to happen. And everybody cheers for her. That people look past everything she does, but they are not looking past everything Donald Trump does. That's my point. For whatever reason, people are stupid. People are stupid. Because I don't like Donald Trump, but I'd much rather have him than Hillary, by far.
Well,
Okay.
well, there are a lot of retarded people in this country that will vote for Trump, and there's a lot of retarded people who vote for Hillary. It's like a competition of the retard off.
Well, and I agree. I agree. I'm just saying she has more ammo to sway the moderates and the independents, which statistically they are the ones that decide the vote. They're the ones that decide the general election.
I just wanted to say while you were talking about Trump, having those riots and everything, those riots had happened right at his rallies. You notice he didn't bat an eye. It's like it didn't sink into him that they were rioting him. He doesn't care that they're rioting him. It's a free country. You're allowed to do whatever the hell you want. But the thing is, remember, whatever the hell you do, you're going to have repercussions for it.
Oh yeah.
So,
I mean, I hope because
he was just waiting for them to get theirs.
Right now, it looks like he's going to be the nominee. Right? I mean, it would be. I mean, it would be doable for Cruz to do it, but it would take a lot at this point, and I just don't think that's going to happen. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope that people go out and look past Donald Trump's corrupt bullshit and all the stuff that they're going to throw at him about the war on women and the racism and all the other stuff, and they vote for him over Hillary. I hope they do. I really, really do. I just don't see it happening.
They need to realize that what you're seeing is a flawed man. He's not denying it. He's just saying, look, this is what I am, this is who I am, this is what I said. You know what? Let's move on from that.
But he doesn't ever say that. He doesn't. He will not say he's flawed. He will always say he's right.
The thing is we know, we see it, and we're like, look, he's still just a human being. He said some things before he was a politician that don't look good in the PC world, but he's not a PC guy.
No. I hope so, man, because I don't want Hillary.
Do you know how you destroy Hillary's voter base? You destroy her with one very simple question, because everybody I've asked this question to turn into drooling, babbling idiots. You ask a Hillary supporter, name 3 things she's done to the benefit of this country, and they can't answer it.
Oh, yeah, I've
3
seen
things.
That. Yeah.
She can't. She hasn't done a damn thing. She was part of the group that was in the impeachment proceedings for Richard Nixon, and she got kicked out of it. So she couldn't even get a president kicked out right. She was part of Whitewater. She was an enabler in the 70s, 80s, and 90s for not only an adulterous husband, but a rapist. There was a woman in the 70s. She was raped by him. And then he was quoted as saying, you might want to put a little bit of ice on that, as he walked away from her.
Yeah. And then Hillary actually thanked her and said, thank you for all you're doing for my husband. I mean,
right. No, and then she whispered in her ear.
He's an evil person. Look to me. Look, Trump to me, he's a businessman. He's not, I mean, he's an entertainer. He's a businessman. He is corrupt, admittedly so. He admits it himself. And, he's got his flaws, but I would so much rather have him than Hillary, because Hillary Clinton is evil. She goes after our rights systematically. She follows an ideology, and she starts going after our rights. To not, I mean, our Second Amendment's jacked if she gets the presidency. You know what I mean? So, I as much shit as I talk about Trump, I'd so much rather have him than her. But
she got bought off by the Saudis to keep quiet.
Yeah. And nobody gives a shit. This information is all out there. None of this has been put off. She doesn't even deny anything anymore. She just goes, "Oh, I'm not going to answer that," and nobody cares. It's insane.
And Matt, on the flip side, they go to Donald Trump and said, "This is what you said," and he goes, "Yeah, I said it." She denies everything, and he just owns it and doesn't care.
Yeah, but the difference though is, the difference is when you look at her party versus his party.
And then there's the fact that they ask her, she tells the truth on TV, and she says, "When I can." It's like, how can you not tell the truth at some point? You have to tell the truth.
She has this warped belief that she can get away with everything because isn't it time for a woman president? Well, then bring us a woman that's running for president because you sure aren't one.
Yeah, no kidding.
Well, think about it from her point of view. She is an attorney who is away with crime after crime. Obviously, everyone she knows back from the day in Arkansas has been murdered or committed suicide.
How convenient, right?
I mean, why doesn't she think she can get away with stuff? How many people you got to kill?
And she just keeps
know
doing
how
it.
to get to the president.
It's insane. The woman should be in prison. Her and her husband should be in prison. Yet here she is, front runner to be the president. Not just front runner in her party. She polls better than Trump does, so she's front runner across the board right now. I mean, it's
kind of goes to
absolutely insane.
I will say this, never enough. I will say this, Matt. Is when she and Trump are the nominees and get on stage, I'm concerned for her because I think Trump can rip her a new one.
I think he's going to destroy her.
I think he can convince the American populace to go over to him from her. I think that a lot of her supporters are idiots.
Well, of course they are.
And they
Clearly.
will gravitate towards him because he'll promise them more crap, and they'll buy it.
Well, I mean, but the problem with her is her supporters are besides just being idiots and all that kind of stuff. When she gets the nomination, okay, it's not like the people who supported Bernie Sanders are going to be like, oh shit, it's Hillary. They're going to be like, okay, it's Hillary. We like Bernie Sanders a little bit better, but here's another progressive, liberal, left-wing nut job, right? You know what I mean? They'll look to her. They'll go straight over to her and be just as enthusiastic about her as they were about Bernie Sanders. And she pulls that in. I mean, right now she's pulling 60% of the Democratic primaries, right? Trump does not have that pull. I mean, there is 60%
She's had to run against more people, though.
There's 60% of Republicans that go, oh shit, it's going to be Trump. That's the problem. Like
here's the thing about Trump. I've been hearing this go around, and apparently the Brussels attack today. Apparently Trump prior, a few months ago, called that Brussels was going to get attacked by ISIS.
Years ago.
Well, what he said was that Brussels is a hellhole because of what's going on with the Muslims. That's what he said.
Borders. If you look at
he wasn't specifically talking about there was going to be an attack or anything, but he basically said, look at what's happened to Brussels, look at what's happened to Paris and that kind of stuff. It's gone to hell, and it's because of this and that. So I mean that's what he said. He didn't necessarily call it an attack, but
you think about it, because I mean, what he basically pointed out is if you look at Europe and their open border policy, you're looking at what's about to happen to the United States within 25 years, and he was ahead of the curve, and he called it out. He's warning the nation about it, and they're rubbing him off as, oh, you're just being extreme.
I would say it's going to happen in less than 25 years, probably less than 10.
Well, he was doing that as a conservative figure.
Less than 5.
And that's another thing I want to mention. Did you guys hear that Mexico is trying to get their consulates to go and get people to become legal U.S. citizens just so they can vote against Trump? Did you hear about that?
It's their right to do so if they do it by legal channels. It's a scummy move, but it's their legal right.
It's a smart move on their part if they do.
Here's a little something you guys don't know. Mexico's building a wall on their southern border to keep everybody from coming up.
Right?
So they're doing
Isn't
it
that convenient?
Yeah.
Hold on. I just want to be. Let's be serious for a second. So, Mexico is suggesting people in America who can become citizens in time vote against Trump, and Trump is the one who said we should build a wall and have Mexico pay for it. And even Mexico's ex-president went and told him,
"Wait, I can do that one. We're not paying for that fucking wall."
Right, exactly. So why wouldn't someone in Mexico go, hey, all you guys over there about to get citizens shouldn't be able to vote against Trump, because, say it again, we're not paying.
A poster or something down there that says, "A vote against Trump keeps the wall from being built." That's my Stone Guy moment. Let's just get that out of the way.
Let me ask you guys, because I mean, I'm just genuinely curious because Trump is an unknown and he has no record the way a politician has a record.
Right.
He just has the things he said, right?
Right.
And so, the first time he ever really said anything about immigration and building the wall or anything like that was in his speech that he gave back in June when he talked about running for president. And it was kind of a throwaway line. He didn't think it was going to blow up as big as it was. That was what everybody latched onto in the media. I mean, it was literally like 30 seconds of like a 20-minute speech about he's running for president, and everybody latched on to the whole, he says Mexicans are racists and all this stuff, and we got to kick them out. And it was really was a throwaway line. It really felt, if you go back and watch that speech, that was not ever something he was hinging his campaign on. But he saw that
wasn't
people
his
liked
platform moment.
Yeah, he saw that people liked it, and that's what they gravitated towards. So that's when he jumped on it. He's like, okay, well, that's the part of the speech that they liked. That's what I'm going to talk about.
Right.
So my thing is when somebody like him, and this can go for any politician, but I'm just talking about Trump because he doesn't have a record outside of this, where he, before this, let's be honest, he's not on record ever once, like he is for a lot of other stuff, saying anything about immigration. I mean, he just, as a businessman, he just didn't care. You know what I mean? So I mean, he hires people who are.
Who cares who builds your skyscrapers?
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't for him. It was a non-issue until he decided to run for president. So he talks about this. What is? I mean, I want to know what everybody thinks. What is the percentage, the chance you give that he actually, if he becomes president, that he actually builds a wall, that he actually pushes and does all the stuff he's going to have to do, goes through all the stuff that he's going to have to do to get a wall built, and then what do you think that is compared to what, let's say, a Ted Cruz would do? Because I don't know that either one of them would be able to get it done, because it's not one of those things that a president can just go, we're going to do this and it gets done. I mean, there's a lot more that goes into it, because technically it's supposed to already be done. It's already the law that we're supposed to have built a freaking wall, and we haven't done it yet. Because Congress and the Senate and all these other people don't want to piss off, they don't want to piss off Hispanics. They don't want to piss, So I mean, there's a lot behind it. So you've got a president saying he's going to do something that necessarily.
Trump's own executive action could be to add some funding or throw some more border agents at the wall. That's all he can do.
Yeah, and that's all any president could do. So that's why I was curious, because I mean that is the big thing. I mean, I've had conversations with people who are voting for Trump, and I'm like, okay, you're voting for Trump. What is it you think he's going to do? Do you obviously believe he's going to do the things he says he's going to do? Which, to me, right off the bat, you should never believe a politician or anybody running for office that they're going to do what they say they're going to do unless they have a track record of doing it in the past, right? But you believe he's going to do what he says he's going to do. What is it that he says he's going to do that makes you want to vote for him? Well, he's going to build a wall. Okay, well, he can't. He's not in control of it. He can do some stuff, but he can't just make a wall be built. Well, he says he's going to do it, so he's going to do it, and that's why I'm voting for him. And I'm like,
most idiot voters don't have any clue that the president isn't able to do what they promised in the campaign.
I know.
Yes, no president does what they say because they know they have to get through Congress and Senate to actually have these things done.
But you know what? I think that's where Donald Trump excels, because he will just blatantly say, "I'm going to do this," and whether or not he does or doesn't realize he can't just do that is inconsequential. It doesn't matter. Whereas the other candidates will go, "Okay, look, we need to get this done and this done and this done," and they'll lay out this big plan. But they never actually say, "I'm going to do this." The only person that's come out and said, "I'm going to do something," it was when Ted Cruz said, he said, day one, I'm going to do this with Common Core and stuff. The stuff he can control with an executive action.
No.
But the thing is, that's not stuff that sounds sexy to the American voter. So people didn't pay attention to that stuff. No.
Bernie said, "I'm going to raise taxes,"
which he can't do, by the way.
He didn't say it.
Still,
he said it. But I think that benefits Donald Trump.
All right,
Yeah,
Specs,
remember, the president can't do anything by himself, but he can do it.
Hold on, guys.
Hold on, wait, it's too many people. Go.
Smegs, what were you going to say?
Okay, thank you. I was going to say, I'm still waiting for Obama to close Guantanamo Bay on his first day in office.
I'm still waiting for us to pull out of Afghanistan. So what's your point?
Yeah, and then also, secondly, speaking of, you don't trust what politicians say, I don't frickin' trust Trump as far as a Second Amendment defender. He came out and said all the right things, but I don't believe him for a second. I don't think he's pro-gun.
Well,
To
he's
his
not,
credit,
because
he's
his
the
track
only
record
But he's
just
better
shows
than
that he's
Hillary.
not. His track record shows he's not.
But to his credit, he's the only one who's actually said them too.
No, Cruz, Rubio, and Rand Paul were all very vocal in the Second Amendment.
To the same
Never know.
degree.
Yep.
Here's my Second Amendment before I trust Trump, but I trust Trump more than I trust Hillary.
Yeah.
And as for
Oh, yeah,
records,
absolutely.
wait, whoa, I'm not done yet. And as for
Go ahead.
records going, Trump may not have a record in politics, but we all know what Hillary's political record is like. So we got to bite the bullet on this one. No matter who the Republicans decide to put up, I mean, we need to do something to get her out of office and out of power. We need to get, like, even if she doesn't go to jail, if we can just make her lose another election, she'll probably go the way of the dodo.
Well, here's what needs to happen. And fortunately, I can say this because I live in Texas, so I don't have to lower myself to this standard. If you live in like Ohio or Florida or someplace like that, that's a purple state or a swing state that can go either way, then if you give a shit about stopping Hillary, you're going to have to vote for Trump. If you have the luxury of living in Texas like I do, I can literally vote for Hillary and Trump's still going to win Texas, so it doesn't matter. So I don't have to vote for him because I don't like him, and it's not going to matter. But
And then we could always go with the fact that the popular vote may differ from the electoral vote. And the popular vote decides that they want, now it's happened in the past, obviously, but if we can get a large enough percentage to get above the margin of error in popular vote, then they have to concede it.
You guys really don't see what's going on right now, do you?
We're arguing over two dodo birds. And
All right, hold on, Sean. Let me get my Tom,
Now, hold on. We're in the conspiracy theory. I just want to simply say one simple thing. I totally forgot what it was because never nothing right.
All right, Sean, I got my tinfoil hat on. What were you gonna say?
This isn't a theory. This is fact. Director James Comey of the FBI has accumulated evidence, and he's been waiting to drop an indictment and send it over to Attorney General Loretta Lynch. And he's biding his time to make sure he has an airtight case. Despite the fact that he was appointed by a liberal, he is a person of integrity. He's definitely a man of the law, and he's definitely going to seek an indictment. What he's waiting for is the opportunity to cause the most damage to do so. Right now, we all know for a fact that Hillary's going to win the nomination. There's nobody doubting that. But the question mark right now is who's going to run against her. They have two front runners, but there's a lot of flack. You know, right now Donald Trump is being accused of being Hitler, and the only facet of that accusation that he can say, okay, I can sort of see why you're saying that, is because he is a one single force fighting a two-front war against his own party, who is supposed to support him, and the opposition party. So what's supposed to happen right now is Comey's going to drop this indictment when he knows for a fact that Loretta Lynch will take the case. And he also is going to position himself in such a way that where if she doesn't take the case and she tries to let Hillary walk, him and half the FBI are going to walk. They're going to resign. And that is going to throw the FBI into chaos. And the president will not allow that. When he has an assurance that the president will make sure that he won't, give her a presidential pardon, he will go through with this indictment because he cannot lose half the FBI over this, and he very well could.
Here's my thinking on that.
What does Obama care if he lose half the FBI?
Yeah, that's the same thing, because if the way I look at it is, and maybe this is completely off, but I don't think, just like Nate said, I don't think he does care about the FBI in lieu of what the other option is, which is Bernie Sanders polls poorly against every single Republican nominee. He loses to everybody. Bernie Sanders doesn't beat any of the Republican nominees left in the race, period. Even if Kasich wins, Cruz, Trump, doesn't matter. All the polls show Bernie Sanders loses. So is Obama willing to either A, let half the FBI go so that he can basically still have a Democrat running things by letting Hillary into office, or letting Hillary be the nominee so at least she has a chance, especially against Trump? Or does he go, no, screw it, the FBI is more important, I'll let Trump take over the country? See, I don't think he makes that call. I think he lets the FBI go to crap.
I don't think he's willing to tarnish his legacy even further by allowing this clear obstruction of justice.
Yeah, his legacy's not tarnished at all. He's the golden,
his legacy.
he's the
Seriously?
golden boy right now. People
What
love
legacy?
him. It doesn't matter what he does. He is going
It's
to be remembered
walking
as this.
Your hands and drop the mic.
He's going to be remembered as the second coming for freaking decades. I mean, the way the
First
media treats him.
African president will always be remembered as the first African American president.
He's also going to be remembered as the most hated by his own race for making
No.
worse off than
300
before.
years from now, he'll be on a coin.
Not right now, he's
We'll
not.
say
Now, maybe in
first
10 or 20 years. Yeah, maybe in 10 or 20 years he'll be remembered as that when
That's
people
what his
actually start to
legacy is.
realize what happened. But in the next 10 or 20 years, right now, they look up to him. Right now, they don't see that. They don't get it. It's like the whole Hillary thing. People are just ignoring the truth.
I don't buy it, man.
Hold
His
on,
race
Dano.
does not
Dano can
agree
add in
with
on
him.
this. Hold on, Dano can add in on this. I made a Jimmy Carter joke earlier, and nobody remembered it. Nobody remembered Jimmy Carter. They're like, the guy who builds houses?
That's what he was, or is.
Jimmy fucking Carter, the one right before Reagan, and nobody remembers him.
That's not my fault. I wasn't alive.
I remember Carter.
Not all of us are old.
Carter
remember
won the
what we
election because
right now, or
the
what
party
we're
didn't
concerned
back
about.
Reagan in '76.
About Obama or anyone, because you can't remember Jimmy fucking Carter.
Yeah, I don't think Obama's worried about his legacy. I mean, honestly, there's been so much crap. I mean, if he was worried about his legacy, him bringing on Hillary Clinton and all the crap that went along with that, Benghazi and Obamacare. I mean, look at the royal fuck up that Obamacare has been. You know what I
That
mean? It's
was
got
the fault
back
of the Republican Congress who promised to do something about it and didn't exercise their constitutional power of the purse to stop it.
Well, no, it is their fault. But the problem is nobody's going to remember that in 5 years.
That's because voters have short-term memories. They don't remember how much of an adulterous turd Hillary's husband was either, and how much of an enabler she was.
I know, and that's the point. Obama's not going to care.
But
Because
that's the
nobody's
thing
gonna
about the
remember.
Democratic Party.
If there's a problem with the FBI, and that's what he has to do to make sure that Hillary is the nominee because Bernie can't win,
He
then
hates her.
he's not going to do it. Yeah, but is it that? Is it somebody who's going to go on and continue at least his legacy, who's not going to just go and try and reverse everything he's done or talk shit about him as soon as they get into office? Because she's not. He may hate her, but they both toe the party line together to keep things moving in the same general direction.
Did you hear what her husband had to say about the party line and Obama's legacy today?
No,
Okay, so if I tell you this, you're probably going to backtrack a little bit. But today, Bill Clinton, before his public speech, he looked like a guy with Alzheimer's disease for like 20 minutes while they were introducing Hillary. And then when Bill finally got to get up there and speak, all he talked about was how the Democratic Party should forget the disaster of the last 7 years.
Wow, that's crazy. I can't. Yeah,
And how
because
his wife is going to be the second coming.
She certainly would never say that. She would never say that because her base is like passionately in love with Obama, much more than her. Yeah, that's not something. I'm surprised he got away with saying that. I'm surprised she let him say that.
He doesn't care. Hold on. He doesn't care anymore.
Right.
It's actually funny because the last presidential election, when Obama was getting reelected, he got up on stage and he talked for like 30 minutes. He monologued. He was righteous. He was powerful.
Yeah.
He got them stoked, and he believed in it. And then they knocked his wife out of office. Obama betrayed him, and now he's pissed.
Yeah, those two families hate each other.
Yeah. Well, no, I know they do. I mean, you can look back to 2008, and I mean, Hillary Clinton started the whole birther thing.
Exactly.
That was her. That was her that started that. So I know they hate each other. But I mean, ever since then, they have together towed the party line. Hillary and Obama have towed the party. Now I don't know about Bill Clinton, although I have heard stories about Bill Clinton that he is straight up.
They're towed the party line. There's being prepping Hillary for the presidency. That's what they've been doing.
That's fine. I mean, but what I'm just saying is it would be detrimental to her to start bashing Obama because her base loves Obama. And if she doesn't understand that, then she's even stupider than we give her credit for. But I have heard that
Obama from a certain angle.
Well, I've heard that Bill.
Obama from an angle.
No, I've heard that Bill, and this may all be just rumored speculation. Who knows? But I've heard that there have been rumors going around that he has straight up said he does not want to be first husband. That he does not want to do this. That his health is not good, and he straight up told her he doesn't want her to run.
Oh, bullshit.
So, but no, I'm just saying those are rumors that are going around. That he has told people that he does not want to be the first husband.
He'd be on his deathbed.
He's perfectly happy with the Clinton Foundation and making ass tons of money from speeches and doing that for the rest of his life. He doesn't want to be the first husband. That's what the rumors going around are. So, but I don't know. I mean, if she's bashing Obama, I mean, there you go.
4 years. You wouldn't mind that at all.
I'm going to give you the link to that video today.
He would just go in. She gets elected. Be in a hospital room in the White House. I don't care.
All right.
What's his?
All right. I think it's time to
ride horses in Arkansas.
That's the awful legacy video I just linked.
All right. Final thoughts. Hillary Clinton is a cunt?
That's just too easy.
Okay.
It's fashionably late as usual, but I'll agree with that.
Hey, hold on.
This is where we're starting to end, yeah. All right, Nathan, go ahead.
No, I just want to say, let's Priest give his opinion.
Priest, say something. You've been quiet all the time.
Sorry, I had a little computer glitch here. Yeah, Hillary Clinton's pretty much a cunt. And one last thing I want to say about the Trump thing, don't take it for granted that the Democrats haven't really attacked him yet. They're just saving their ammo. They know that if he wins, they got a lot of ammunition against him, and it's coming, whether they likes it or not. So,
but isn't that obvious?
No.
Yeah,
of course it is.
Best for last, for sure.
There is a lot. All right, we're gonna do a daily patch giveaway before we end this sucker. Let's see who's on the Gun Channel side.
Can I do it? Can I do it? Can I do it?
Hey, you just volunteered.
All right, sweet. I'm gonna be completely selfish. The first person to like one of my Instagram photos.
Oh, what kind of bullshit is that?
No,
You can't do that.
So you can't do that.
It's funny that Chris isn't on tonight asking for one.
Oh, come on. I'm a bitch.
Hey, what's this Instagram thing you speak of? How do you log into that?
All right, Smegs, just pick someone out in the Gun Channel.
Okay, I'm going there since you guys are being bastards.
How about somebody you haven't recognized? I don't know. How about like John Dye?
Sounds
That's
good to
who I
me.
pick.
Well,
Hey, I got the power here, man. Let me.
That was clearly a cock block. I'm just saying because he threw the name out, and then you kind of got to go along with it because he said the name.
I know. Dano just like reached over and bit the cock.
He knows how to bite a dick.
All right, buddy, you got it.
He pulled a Eugene. He's got a mullet. He can do that.
No, Dano does not have a mullet. He doesn't even have any hair.
Here.
I believe
God
Dano
says
has a mullet because
There you
I
go.
see him. He looks like a Golden Retriever, so he's
all right.
obviously got a mullet.
All right,
How's
we're
that
just going to
look?
give it to John. So, John, go to gunchannels.com/DPG and sign up for a patch. And we'll try and come up with an actual topic and not just rant about politics next week, but no
I had
promises.
one. We went with it.
Hey,
Anyways,
Back to politics.
The moral of the story tonight is France, grow some balls and chop that guy's head off.
I walked into it, didn't I?
Night Strike, you walked in and said, I don't have a topic. I don't know what I'm going to do. And it was just hella good. This was awesome.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I'm not going to argue, you know. Anyways, let's. I want to thank my panelists for showing up. Heavy B, thanks for jumping in.
Yeah, sorry I couldn't be here sooner. I was on my way home from work.
You got anything you want to plug?
Oh, yeah, Friday Night Psych this Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
You're going to give me an invite, right?
Yeah, of course. You going to
Okay.
show up?
Yeah, this time I will show up, yes.
Uh-huh, sure.
Dano, thank you for showing up. I think he's angry at me. Or he can't find his microphone.
He's
And,
coming his mullet.
This
So, Polecat, thanks for jumping in at the last second.
Hey, I'm sorry for being so late, man. I got in late. I'll do my best to show up earlier next time if you still invite me.
Yeah, I'll invite you. You know, don't worry about it. Never Enough Ammo, thank you for jumping in.
With cougar in it. Treat it.
Okay, Nathan, enough of the jokes. Never Enough Ammo, thank you for showing up and being as lively as you always are.
Yeah, there you go. Lively is a good word for it.
I'm being, you know, nice.
Belligerent is a better word.
Belligerent. Thanks. Nathan, got anything you want to plug?
No.
Yeah, all right. We already did the plug earlier. Priest, thanks for showing up.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Thanks for popping my chat cherry. That makes you feel weird, doesn't it?
I'm not sure how I feel about that. I think I might need to go take a shower, a cold shower.
Oh, plug. Everybody check
You
out
get
Gun
used to it.
Channels. Subscribe.
You get used to it after a while, Nice Strike. I've popped so many chat cherries, it's unbelievable.
You're such a slut, Matt.
And
Or
All right, Sean, thank you for jumping in.
Thanks for having me. Belgium, we feel sorry for you. We have nothing but love for you. We love the fact that you make the best beer in the world, and I hope you catch that third little douchebag who didn't detonate his bomb and ran away. Yeah, they're
Right
really
on,
good.
man.
Those damn Muslims killing all our Belgian waffles. Our waffles won't be the same with their Belgian chocolate in the Belgian waffles. They're gone. They're dead to us. All right, Smeggy, my co-pilot.
Yeah, fun as always. One plug here for Gun Website's Indiegogo campaign for the AK cards. I think there's like 26 hours left. We're still a little bit short, so I'm gonna go get some patches and stuff, and let's meet the mark. And also, I'd like to add that the Gun Channel's Instagram account just liked a whole bunch of my video or my Instagram pics. So I guess Gun Channels send patches to yourself. I don't know how that works.
G-Webs, keep a couple patches for yourself. Anyways, I'm Night Strike, and this was Hit or
Oh, I
Miss.
guess I don't get a call out. That's all right.
I did.
No,
I
we
did.
have
I did. Your mullet was in the way.
All right.
All
I
right,
must have missed
Dano, say something. Plug something. Anything.
I just love cock blocking Smeggy.
Well, That is certainly worth it. All right. Thank you, everyone. This was Hit or Miss.